happy Halloween. I'm here to give you my thoughts on a few Halloween inspired coffees that are not pumpkin spice flavored, which is very difficult to find. Pretty much 90% of Halloween flavored coffees are going to be pumpkin spice, and I love pumpkin spice and I love that. But if you don't love pumpkin spice, I have a few more apple themed flavors that you could try. All right, so first up, I'm going to do this caramel apple flavor. I purchased this at Target, and you can smell it through the bag. I know I'm smelling it right now and you can't smell it with me, but trust me, you can smell it through the bag before you even open it or make it. Now this bag has been opened because I've had several cups of coffee to give you my review on this. This is a seasonal, obviously all of these I'm doing today are seasonal limited editions. This one is Target specific, and if you're like me, I love candy apples and I love candies in general. Obviously, I'm a bit overweight because I eat way too many candies. But this one here, this caramel apple flavored one, it really caught my attention and I really wanted to try it. And I tried it, and I have to say, well, I've tried it a lot actually, but I have to say that it is a little too much. It's too much candy apple and too little coffee flavor in there, in my opinion. It has so much caramel apple flavor that I just think it just overly sweetens the whole thing. Even if you take your coffee black, it just feels like you're drinking a cup of sugar, really. And you know, it's not lying. It is caramel apple flavor because that's what it tastes like. It tastes like you're drinking a liquefied candy apple. And that's just a little too much for me, for my taste. Now, maybe if you add some kind of like rum to it, that may help a bit. But in general, as a morning cup of coffee, you know, I drink this and I'm just like, it's just too much. And I end up not drinking my full cup because it's just too much sugar. And then I go and I make different coffee. And typically, you know, like a Folgers or something with non-flavored, just to get the sugary taste out of my mouth. So that's my take on caramel apple. The next one I'm going to review for you today is this Hocus Pocus themed coffee, and that packaging is amazing. It's totally the Sanderson sisters, and this is, of course, Joffrey's coffee that does all the Disney themed coffees, and I believe their coffees are what you can get at the resort and at Disney World and things like that. And you can also buy these over the counter. You can order them as well, so you could get them at places like Disney World, Disneyland. You can order them online, or I actually get them at Home Goods, and Marshall's sells the Joffrey's coffee. And this one, of course, is Hocus Pocus themed. And I have to comment that I wish that they would make a decaf version of this. Because, you know, I have a lot of nephews, and I think kids in general love Hocus Pocus. And if they want to drink coffee with you, and you're going to give them decaf, of course, I wish they'd make a decaf blend of this. And maybe they do, and I just haven't seen it or found it online. But I think it'd be fun for the kids to have some decaf Hocus Pocus while you watch the new movie, because Hocus Pocus 2 just came out a couple weeks ago, and I think that's fun. And the artwork, if I haven't already said it, is truly just amazing. If you see that, it looks just like them, but cartoonized. Cartoonized, yeah. So anyways, the Sanderson Sisters brew is cinnamon, apple, and caramel flavored. And you do taste that with this coffee. You definitely get the sense of the cinnamon and apple. I would say that it is very subtle. Compared to this one, which is extremely overpowering, this one's a bit too subtle. It's almost like a bold flavor medium roast coffee with a hint of caramel and cinnamon. And it also, or not caramel, cinnamon, a hint of apple and cinnamon. I haven't really tasted the caramel in there because it is so subtle that the apple and the cinnamon takes over. And that can make you think of different holidays, not necessarily Halloween, but more of like Thanksgiving and even Christmas with this. So I don't think that this is necessarily a good Halloween cup of coffee. But it is decent coffee, and it is a lot of fun, and overall it's okay. I wish it had a little more of that flavor in there, specifically the caramel, to make it more Halloween-y. but overall it's a decent option. So next up, and my last review of today of the apple flavorings, is this Sleepy Hollow blend. And this is by Barissimo Coffee that I picked up at Aldi's. And actually I didn't pick it up, my mother picked it up for me because she saw this and knew I was looking for maybe non-traditional coffee flavors, something outside of the pumpkin and gourd realm. So she picked up the Sleepy Hollow blend, which is a orange, citrus, and apple. So not orange and citrus, orange, citrus, and apple. Medium roast, and she got this from Aldi's, and I love this. I think this is really fantastic. And look at that artwork. How amazing is that? It is so cool. The Sleepy Hollow themed coffee has a little pumpkin there and the headless horseman, and their little bat symbol for how it is, the darkness of it. It's right in the medium, if you could see that. I really enjoyed this coffee a lot. Of the three, this one is my favorite. The orange and the apple on its own, you wouldn't necessarily think Halloween with those flavors, but although this one claims it's a medium, I think it's kind of on the darker spectrum of that. So when you drink it and you have the darkness and the boldness of the coffee mixed with those lighter acidic flavors with the citrus and the apple, it just works. It just feels dark. It just feels like leaves blowing in the wind and morning fog, you know, in an evening October rainstorm. You just get that sense of jack-o'-lanterns outside with this one. Compared to the other two, I mean, this one feels a little bit more like trick-or-treat night after you've had 2 bags of candy and you can't sleep. This one kind of feels like the day after, where Halloween's kind of over, but you're not in that zone right now. This is like month of October coffee. I really love this. It's really fantastic, so I recommend that. Aldi's, I don't know if you can get this online. You probably just have to go to the store, and of course theirs is limited editions, and they don't make a lot of them. So that's it. That is my non-pumpkin spice Halloween coffee review. If you like this, of course, subscribe, and I'll do more reviews. Maybe save you a few bucks on buying coffee that's quite terrible. So, none of these are. Maybe this one's slightly, but thank you very much.